beauties, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some tips on parenting fussy eaters. Now, as a parent, if you've ever had a fussy eater, then you would know that it can be so stressful on everyone in the family. Honestly, I have experienced this. Now, if you have watched my video where I talked about my ebook, yes, so if you don't know, I have an ebook on 12 recipes you can make for your toddlers from the comfort of your kitchen. And this was inspired by my experience with my child who was a fussy eater. Now, let me say was because we are gradually graduating, okay? So I can use the word was because it's not like it used to be. So that was what brought about the inspiration to write my ebook. I'm going to leave the video where I talked about this in detail in my description box. So yes, back to our topic, parenting a fussy eater. Now, as a parent, we all want kids that eat, that eat anything, that eat everything. But the truth is that not everyone gets to experience that. Not everyone gets to have the kids that always want to eat everything and anything. If you have a fussy eater, don't be discouraged. It's a phase, okay, and it's going to pass. And there are also many ways that you can manage this. Now, talking from my own experience. So, I am a mom of three kids, three boys precisely, and one of my son used to be a fussy eater. And I'm going to be sharing with you tips on how I was able to do what gradually graduate, tips on how we're able to manage it and manage the situation. Now, fussy eating can really be so stressful on the whole family. So, the first tip I'm going to give is try not to stress. I know, right? This sounds like a joke, like it's not realistic as a mom, but honestly, try not to stress because the more you stress, you pass this on, and then because when you're so stressed, you're not in the best state. And imagine shouting, "Oh, yeah, eat your food, eat this food fast." Those things are not going to work. So try to see a way to manage the stress and be calm in the situation. Now, that's the first tip I'm going to share. The second I'm going to say is know your child, like study and understand your child. What are their preference? Like, what do they prefer? For toddlers, do they prefer meshed? Do they prefer solids? Like, you need to really understand them. Do they prefer smoothies to eating fruits? Like, you need to take out time to study your child, know your child, so that way it would be easy for you to be able to tackle the situation. Now, another thing I'm going to say is that make sure you have ruled out all the medical words checks. Yes, go and see a pediatrician and make sure you do all the necessary checks and be sure that it is not a health condition. Okay, so when you're sure that this is not a health condition, then you can now do what? Relax. That's when you need to even relax more, okay? As a mom, that's when you need to know that, okay, this is not something that is okay. For example, when I went to the hospital when my son was 6 months old, my first son, and he wasn't eating any other thing. He couldn't take any cereal. He couldn't take any other thing. When I went to see the pediatrician, the pediatrician told me that there's nothing wrong with him. They did a check and say, "Madam, your son is okay. Nothing is wrong with him. What does he like? Keep trying this, keep trying that." And I was like, the only thing he could manage then was pap. So they're like, so give him the pap. I was like, I bought Cerelac, I bought Friso cream, I bought everything as far, first time mom, ready to feed the child, solid time. So now all those things, I had to now sit down and discover ways in which I could help my son eat better. Like I said, I talked about this in detail in my other videos. So what I had to do then was I now discovered that if I blended banana and added it to the pap, he would finish it. I would add yogurt to the pap, he would finish it. So I had to look for creative ways. I had to learn ways to make sure that he's taking his balanced diet. It's just quality over quantity, okay? So the third thing I'm going to say is make sure that you add some supplements. Now, supplements, food supplements, multivitamins go a long way. Of course, this doesn't replace the food in itself, but it goes a long way to help. So you can try things like multivitamins such as Reload, Sometimes I switch it up. Like if I give reload and it's finished for this month, I might now use well kid. And then you can also add omega-3 like cod liver oil. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm not a pediatrician. This is just based on my own personal experience. I'm not a professional, so if you need to go see a professional to know exactly what to give your child, then you should do that. Okay, so now this is just based on my experience. Like I said, I do reload, I do well kid, I also do B combion. Yes, that's also really good. So just make sure that their immune system is strong. This goes a long way to help. And especially when they're gonna go to school, school has resumed. If you're a mom, you know how it is. When school resume, cough and catarrh like resumes. I'm sorry, but that's just the honest truth. So give these multivitamins. It helps them to boost their immune system. Now, another thing I'm going to say is find what they like and make that thing in different ways. Now I've already given an example with pap. That was years back when that was what he could tolerate. I had a way of mixing it with different things to ensure that he was getting his nutrients, even mixing pap with egg. Yes, I went as far as doing that. Okay, so but let me give another instance. For example, if your child likes pasta, like in my home, pasta is a yes. It's a win-win always in my home. So buy pasta, make it in jollof pasta. Do pasta and stew with beef sauce or with hot dogs, with meatballs, with chicken, fish, whatever it is that they prefer. Do that. Then you can also do pasta and beans, like I do macaroni jollof. If you haven't seen that video, I'll also leave it down. So there are many ways to also add other things into what they like. If they like fish, for instance, make fish pie, make fish roll, make fish sauce and use the sauce for maybe sweet potatoes and use it for yam. So just be creative. Now, that's one of the things I know as a mom of a fussy eater. You have to be creative, be very creative. Now, when you're creative, you will see that definitely they'll be able to eat more, and before you know it, gradually they'll become a better eater. Gradually they would love eating and they'll start eating better. So finally, the last tip I'm going to share is try different brands. Now, sometimes your child might not accept a particular brand, but they might favor another brand. This is not trying to say that any of the brands are bad. It's just all about preference. Okay, let me give an instance. For example, chocolate drink, that's our usual tea in Nigeria. My son doesn't take that thing. Trust me. He cannot drink it. It's almost like it doesn't really go down his throat. Okay. I discovered this Cadbury 3-in-1. Trust me, it's been a win-win situation. And you can take this hot, it's been the brand in my home now. So for him, so this is a hot chocolate drink by Cadbury. This is not an ad. I'm just sharing something that has helped us, and I hope it helps someone else out there. I also enjoy this drink and I would recommend it. Like I said earlier, it's not an ad, but I wouldn't mind if Cadbury will sponsor this video or another video. I don't mind. Okay. So yes, so now get a brand and switch it up. If they don't like that brand, don't say, oh, they don't like mayonnaise at all, or they don't like sardines. Switch it up, try another brand, and you might just be surprised that they are going to take that thing better off. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video so far. Let me know in the comment section if you have ever experienced this whole fussy eating. If you have, let me know how you were able to tackle the situation. Let me know, is your child eating better now? I would love to know. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, now would be a good time to click on the red subscribe button and join my family. I would love to have you here. Till I see you in my next one, stay fabulous and stay blessed. Love you and God bless you. Bye.